Hello everybody, welcome to Planet Sky FF, the world where everything revolves around £50,000. My name's Suj.
My name's James.
Sky Fantasy Football.
That was a shit week.
I got 80 points. I don't think I'm too unhappy with that.
You had a very good week, mate.
Not too unhappy with that at all. I'll be honest with you. I had a good start to the week with Jamie Vardy as captain. I went against the consensus of Aubameyang, although I did originally on my set and forget had Aubameyang as captain, but I decided that I was going to go with Jamie Vardy to try and be a little bit different. It also wasn't like a crazy differential pick. Sometimes you go Maverick, right? I think Vardy wasn't like extreme. Obviously that paid off. Kevin De Bruyne got me good points as well. I had a couple of cock-ups along the way as well. Pepe, 0 point, came on as a sub and got a yellow card. He's been a problem in my Sky side for a little while now. I made the move of Luca Dean to Baldock on the Sunday. I had Baldock earmarked for captaincy for the Friday night game against West Ham a few weeks down the line as well. And Sheffield United's fixtures...
A few weeks? It's not till January.
Yeah, still... Their fixtures in between are actually all right as well, and I wanted to get rid of Luca Dean, so I thought, you know what, it's not that bad a move to Baldock. He's doing all right, value for money. That was a fat 0 point. I felt bad about it until I heard what Wan-Bissaka did for you, actually, so that's cool. And then yesterday, I feel like I had a nice stroke of luck with Gilbert. Originally, my move was actually Pepe to McGinn to give me McGinn captaincy last night, and in the end, I thought, you know what, after today... Villa have got like United and Chelsea and stuff. It doesn't quite feel right. Sod it. I'll leave it with Gilbert and just take it on the chin. And that ended up being a 20-pointer. So 80 points. I'm up to 35k, which is a jump of about 6,000. I'll take that very happily.
Done. Just what I remember on Sheffield United, very interestingly, on January the 2nd, they play away to Liverpool when everybody else is playing on New Year's Day. And then they also play on the Friday against West Ham on the 9th, the following game week. So technically it's a Sheffield United 2-0. But obviously one of those games happens to be Liverpool away.
Yeah.
But that might be a tempter for Sheffield United once we hit January. I can understand why you've looked at... I think Baldock was probably the right choice.
Yeah, we talked about it, basically the cheapest, isn't it, really? Yeah. I mean, they're much of a muchness. I mean, Egan's obviously had his injury, so I just ended up with Baldock being the cheapest, and we move on. So 80 points I'm happy with, net.
I had a shitty game week, 54 points, with a total of 6 points from 3 captains this game week.
Ouch.
I don't know if I should be quite happy with 54 with that. Bearing in mind, my captains were Aubameyang Saturday, blank, Aaron Wan-Bissaka on Sunday, -1 from -2. What a don. And I captained John McGinn on Monday night with no returns from that. My only returnees were Lord Farquhar, Mr. Siyunku, with a miserly 7 points for him, 11 points from Kevin De Bruyne, 7 from Sadio Mane, 16 from Jamie Vardy, which kind of kept me head above water, but I did drop about 4,000 places over the weekend to just over 12,000, which is disappointing, but I'm very happy, generally speaking, with a lot of what I've got over the forthcoming game weeks. Of the 11 I currently have in the squad, there's quite a few of them who have consecutive home games coming up. So I'm okay. I feel like I'm placed all right for captaincy. I do know a move that I want to make, and I think this throws up a very interesting debate. I've decided, regular listeners will know I've had many debates around Harry Wilson now for some time. I have finally come to a conclusion of the player that I want to bring in for him, and it is Fikayo Tomori of Chelsea, who is priced quite lowly. Good returns. I just want to get some of his statistics up at the moment, because he's a very interesting prospect in this game at the moment. 6.4 million, 57 points so far, so it would save me some money as well, moving from Harry Wilson to Tomori. And I think the clincher was him hitting tier 2 passing away to Manchester City on Saturday. I think it's been well documented that obviously Chelsea had more possession than Manchester City, very unusually at the weekend. But looking back on some of Tomori's numbers, so total for 4 points at City at the weekend. You would never complain with a defender getting you 4 points away to Man City. He hit past 2 tier the week before against Palace, the week before against Watford, tier 1 the week before against Burnley, tier 2 the week before against Newcastle, nothing against Southampton, tier 2 against Brighton. It's developing for him.
Yep.
And that's a solid, sustainable period. And also only selected by 4% overall, 17.3% in the top 1,000. I think what's really important to say about him is Rudiger is nearing fitness. I'm convinced personally that it will be Zuma that misses out. I think he's playing really well tomorrow.
I agree with you. I couldn't argue with you more because, I mean, you see my my planning spreadsheet before we recorded. Tomori's name was already in to come in on Saturday. So you've literally made my argument for me there. I think Tomori is great value at 6.4. I'm moving away from Gilbert to Tomori at 6.4. And he is now going to stay all the way through until the next overhaul, barring any injury.
That's probably an easier one for you if you're moving on from Gilbert with Chelsea playing Saturday at home to West Ham. It's like, okay, yeah, get it done. Mine's a more difficult one in terms of the timing. Obviously, Harry Wilson plays away to Spurs on Saturday, Tomori at home to West Ham. Is that right to make the transfer? And I haven't decided yet to just do it Saturday because I think there's potentially a double-figure haul for Tomori where I wouldn't expect anything from Harry Wilson. Or do I wait the one more week, Wilson plays at Palace on Tuesday night and I get one more fixture before going to Tomori on the Wednesday? Yeah. I think the experienced guys would go wait till next Wednesday.
But I also actually disagree with. I don't know. We talked about this with Dan Cox the other day, right? Do you make a transfer with two players that are playing on the same day? I've got that dilemma with Raheem Sterling and Sadio Mane this week because as well as Tomori coming in for Gilbert, Mane is coming in for me for Sterling on Saturday. Now they both play on Saturday. The reason I'm going to make that move and not try and juggle around and get the extra fixture is because I want to captain Mane. And I also want to captain Mane 2 games from now on the Saturday. I can't remember who they're playing that week, but so it's Mane's going to be getting. I'm going to want to captain.
Can I give you my recommendation on that? City's the 12:30 fixture.
Yep.
Way to Newcastle. Wait for the team. My opinion on that would be if Sterling starts, captain Sterling.
Do you think so?
Yeah, go without Mane. And then you've got Tuesday night where you can captain him again away to Burnley.
Yep.
I'd probably wait, mate. And then Liverpool's the Wednesday.
Yeah. I'd earmarked KDB for Tuesday and that would do me fine.
See, if Sterling starts at Burnley on Tuesday night, it's probably the best captainable option on the Tuesday night.
It's a very quiet day there.
I would be very tempted to wait. I think if you get the team sheet and Sterling's not in it, do it. Get Mane in.
And off we go.
Captain him.
Yeah,
do you want me to
like
WhatsApp you because you'll be like, I'm out the
Saturday. Loop. What is happening this Saturday? No, so there is a Christmas party on Friday night for the school. You know, all the kids' parents or whatever down Trent Park Country Club near us. So I'll be hung over on Saturday morning. I'll have a beer and a half and I'll be fucked up.
I will message you and go, Sterling starts or Sterling doesn't.
I'm going to put a note in for that.
The listeners don't trust you.
I'm not asking them to have a relationship with me, am I? What's trust
definitely don't trust you. Do you feel hearing that maybe, wait till the Wednesday then?
Maybe. I mean, it's down to performance, isn't it, really? I'll have a think about it. I'm not close to that idea. Let's put it that way. It's not bad. I've got one other issue that I need to deal with at the moment, and I'm not sure what to do with it, which is Nicolas Pepe at 9.8 million.
Get him out, mate.
I know I need to get him out, but my issue is I've got 9.5 million. Originally, I'd planned to go to John McGinn in 3 games' time after they get out of their run, and I can leave John McGinn in for a while. But I've got more money than John McGinn. I've got 9.5 million, and there are other really good options out there. Maddison puts his hand up as one, even Tielemans potentially. But they pose the problem of the blank game week. So I've planned between game week 19 and 21 to get rid of all my Liverpool and all my Leicester assets for a period of 3 to 4 weeks. And if I get Maddison, I will probably want to get rid of him as well, potentially. So the one that I've looked at that interests me, that might be Maverick, and I'm probably a little bit crazy, but I may just fucking do it anyway, is Mikel Antonio at 8.2. He has played 3.5 games this season. In the 3 games that he's played, actually Spurs included, where he came on as a sub, he picked up shot bonus tier as well. So in the probably 3 whole games worth of minutes, he's picked up shot tier bonus 3 times, 1 goal and 1 assist. He's going to play. I reckon he's going to get into the starting 11. And if anyone's going to create any havoc for us, and we have scored in every game, even though we conceded 2 or 3, we've scored in every game. I feel like Antonio might be just the Maverick pick that might be a little bit interesting. Owned by no one.
This Maverick, mate, really is. Yeah.
But I do feel, you know what, he's got the potential there. And the shot tiers thing interested me because he does take quite a few shots. So, maybe Antonio.
There is a problem with that argument. It's called West Ham United.
It is, but I'm not looking at them defensively. I'm looking at them offensively.
Does that then, if you go Antonio to Pepe, would that be your captain then on the Monday night? Have you got Aubameyang or not?
I've got Aubameyang.
Oh, right,
I'm
okay.
keeping Aubameyang. So no, he wouldn't be. I wouldn't be captaining Antonio. This midfielder slot, I've got no need to get someone that I can captain. The only other option that I've considered, and I'm iffy on, is João Moutinho. Same price at Wolves, 8.2. He picks up some tackle tiers, very few passing tiers.
Yeah, Wolves don't have enough possession.
No.
I think they have the lowest average possession of all 20 teams in the league, I think.
But he has picked up tackle tiers in 4 games, I think. 3 or 4 games this season so far at 8.2. He's the only other option that I might consider.
Not people like Maddison.
Well, maybe. And then I might have to just stomach the City-Liverpool doubleheader that they've got in December and just ride it through. That's the safe option, isn't it, Maddison or Tielemans? Antonio's the Maverick option.
I just think, even we can get in this headspace a little bit like that with Tomori and Wilson, which you don't need to advise me, I'll come to my own decision. But we get in that headspace of thinking, can I work the extra fixture? I think with Pepe, don't look past the fact that Leicester are playing Everton at home this week and Norwich at home next midweek. Let's get it done, man. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Deal with the consequences of Liverpool, Man City. It's not to say he can't return in them games, can he?
No. And whilst I'm manoeuvring out Vardy and Mane and Trent and Soyuncu, I can stomach one, right? I don't need to get rid of all of them over that period. And it's not like Leicester actually have a blank like Liverpool do. They just happen to have City and Liverpool is 2 of those games where I'm trying to jump on, jump off kind of thing. So there we go. Yeah, I've got 3 potential transfers planned this week. Tomori, Mane and a midfielder over the spread of the 5 days that are coming up, which is going to be really interesting. This week could be some monster scores in Sky, mate.
Well, yeah, everybody plays twice, don't they, between Saturday and Thursday. So, yeah, I think target-wise from 5 captains and 22 to, depending on how many transfers you make, perhaps more appearances. I think target-wise, you're looking sort of min 150, wouldn't you want, I think? Yeah,
I was going to say 120, but then...
Min 150.
150 would be monster.
260s is not good enough. I think it's min 150 is what you'd want in the next week.
Yeah,
you're right. And also it's the sort of week that, because this is the first one, is drastically going to affect your rank if you come out of it on the right side, on the other end. Obviously, we're coming into an incredibly busy period. Do you want us to have a run through of... Because 8 captaincy possibilities in the next 10 days.
Yes.
Do you want to have a quick run through the days of who you think the best option is per day?
Who the best option is or who I have, or both?
Just best option for everybody.
So on the Saturday, I was actually going to go with Sadio Mane,
I would agree with that.
which is why I wanted to buy him. If you've got Sterling, I don't think that's a bad shout. Vardy for me on the Sunday.
On Sunday, agreed.
Which is who I will be captaining. With the Tuesday, it's a Manchester City asset, probably Sterling, but there's so many of them that can just chip in at any.
De Bruyne is a
moment.
fallback for a lot of people. I think I don't think there'll be too many on Sterling at the moment. I think then the Wednesday night, very
Vardy
difficult
again.
to look past Vardy against Watford. I think
Aubameyang on the Thursday
against Brighton. Agreed.
And most of those players that we've suggested as the best captain will be my captain on those days. I've positioned my squad to be able to have all of those.
Saturday the 18th is a little bit more tricky.
Mane for me.
Not Saturday 18th, Saturday 7th, of game week 18. Mane at Bournemouth. I'm inclined to agree with you again, Suj. On the Sunday, do we just say Vardy at Villa?
Yeah, I'm going to be captaining Jamie Vardy on the Sunday. And on the Monday night, I'm going with Aubameyang.
So essentially, from what we're saying now, Aubameyang, Vardy, Mane, plus De Bruyne would cover you a lot.
And that's exactly what I had spread.
It's what I've got.
This is where this is getting.
I can understand why you. I can understand why you want to. A lot of this is going to be shieldy, protecting against what others might do. For example, like I feel like a lot of people were. Because Aubameyang blanked at the weekend, and obviously Vardy's done bits, and then Lacazette scored a couple. The instant reaction is, sell. And it might be that there's a rethink now from, I think, originally looking longer term at the fixtures, we'd have probably gone, Aubameyang against Norwich. Norwich's result last week, the troubles at Arsenal, a match against the consistency of Vardy, I think means go Vardy at the moment Sunday. But I still want Aubameyang for them Brighton and West Ham fixtures.
Yeah. I've got a number of games where I'm going to be captaining Aubameyang, which is the Thursday night game, Monday night against West Ham, and then Everton away, and then he's gone.
Yeah, I think I might be holding all the way through to that Everton fixture. I think it's the 21st of December, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah.
And then I think that actually aligns quite well with, you could pick up Spurs or United assets on the 22nd. Spurs are at home to Chelsea. United are away to Watford. And both Spurs and Man United have a nice little kind of period of Christmas fixtures where, I think an Aubameyang to Kane, Son, Rashford, whatever you want to do there is probably, I think that's actually possibly the best exit strategy for Aubameyang.
My plan,
it does mean holding a while.
Aubameyang I'm actually keeping a little longer. So my plan is a little bit different. After Liverpool play Watford on the Saturday in game week 19, you'll know the dates potentially better than I know the dates. I'm going to sell Mane and go on to Rashford, because Rashford has 3 games, whereas Liverpool only have the 1, which is Leicester away in that time. And after Leicester play Norwich on the same day, I'm getting rid of Jamie Vardy and bringing in Harry Kane, because Tottenham again have 3 games while Leicester have 2, which is City and Liverpool. So I'll be keeping Aubameyang, but I'll be moving Vardy and Mane to get to Spurs and Manchester United, like you mentioned. And Aubameyang will go after the next game, which will be to Sterling or Aguero, because after that, I think Liverpool, Man City have a really nice run. And then I don't need Aubameyang after that for any kind of captaincy coverage.
Yeah, I think my plans with that forward-wise at the moment would be not too dissimilar. I'll decide nearer the time, but I think it will be Mane to Rashford or Kane on Sunday the 15th. Rashford at home to Everton, Kane away to Wolves. And then the following week, Aubameyang to the other one.
Yeah.
Who then both play the Sunday again. United at Watford, as I said, Spurs and Chelsea. Spurs' 3 fixtures after that Chelsea fixture are Brighton at home, Norwich away, Southampton away, which look particularly attractive. Kane has had some very consistent numbers over Christmas periods gone past. And the reliability of the man that he probably will play every game as well is very helpful at that time of season. The other one I wanted to mention on Liverpool was, because the other Liverpool asset I own is Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
And I think this move from Harry Wilson to Tomori, when I do it, just enables a little tweak as well. Well, I think I know probably what I'm doing to replace Alexander-Arnold after that Watford fixture on the 14th. I think that is probably my entry point into Crystal Palace. And I might plump for Wilfried Zaha over that Christmas period, which starts with covering that captaincy against Brighton on the 16th of December. Zaha is expensive in this game.
Yeah, 10.2.
But I would look at that as Alexander-Arnold to Zaha sits similar fund of money up to when Liverpool play on the 2nd of January against Sheffield United, and then decide then once I've got the team sheet whether I'm going back to a Trent or a Van Dijk or whatever. And I think at that same time I would move back from either Kane or Rashford to Mane as well.
Yeah, we're not too dissimilar. The difference here being that I'm going from Trent to Wan-Bissaka over that period. Wan-Bissaka gives me 4 games where Liverpool only have the 1 in that period. And I'm actually going to get rid of Soyuncu and bring in PVA. PVA gives me 3 games versus...
Selling Soyuncu!
Yeah, it's for City and Liverpool. And it's 2 games, City and Liverpool, where Crystal Palace's fixtures are Brighton at home, Newcastle away, West Ham at home. So I feel like that's a decent use of a transfer. Remember, I've got tons of transfers left now, and it will get me coming out of the overhaul with 23 transfers left to use in 14 weeks.
I just remind you, though, that on the other side of those 2 difficult fixtures that Leicester have, City on the 21st, Liverpool 26th, following that is West Ham, Newcastle, Southampton, Burnley and West Ham again.
Yeah, I'm buying him back, Soyuncu.
It feels like a waste, mate. Just suffer it for the 2 games. What are you that desperate to get away from? Look how well they're playing at the moment.
To burn.
I think just take it. I would actually feel the same on Vardy at the moment, unless there's something really obvious over those 2 game days.
Kane with a captaincy.
Well, I'm probably likely to be
Brighton.
moving Aubameyang and Mane around to something like Kane and Rashford. So I don't really see that.
No,
I certainly wouldn't waste a transfer in and out Soyuncu for just to save off Liverpool and say you suffer it. You've got his value's too good, man. Almost any returns he does most weeks at sort of 6.2 million are fantastic. So.
I've not really struggled with value in this game, to be honest with you. Maybe because
well, a lot of people aren't. It's like one of the arguments about, say, sort of Gilbert. Is like, I understand, yeah, come off now because there are such good players in this game like Soyuncu, Tomori, if you want to have Abraham up front, etc. Plus the lack of power midfield players at the moment. It's quite easy to have a constructive, affordable team without having to fill your team with these guys like Gilbert, etc. I think if you've had Gilbert, yeah, great. I'd be well happy with them 10 points and probably come off.
Yeah.
Or 20 points if you had the captaincy, obviously.
Should we answer some Twitter questions?
Yeah,
mate?
let's do a couple. Just interesting why you're getting them up. You're talking about going to Wan-Bissaka. There's a lot of people talking about coming off. I think the -1, again, it's a frustration from the weekend, similar to Aubameyang. You get tackle bonus in the 3 previous games. United aren't keeping clean sheets at the moment. The run of fixtures, other than the City fixture on the 7th, is quite good. So I think I'm just staying with that at the moment. It's not a priority move for me.
Right. Joe Finley Bader talked about Aubameyang. I think we've both answered this, but let's just answer it for clarity. How long do we hold Aubameyang for? Want to get rid, but still has good fixtures. I think it's more than the fixtures because I don't trust Arsenal. It's the captaincy coverage.
There is that.
He's going to get 3 captaincy armbands off me in the next however many weeks. There's 9 plus 5, so 14 days. So I think Aubameyang stays until Everton away for me. If you can cover him from a captaincy point of view, then by all means get rid. But City don't play with Arsenal on any days. Liverpool hardly play on the same days as Arsenal. So because of their Europa League and Monday and Sunday football, he ends up being the best captaincy option.
From an exit strategy to gain the fixture, Everton on the 21st looks like the best exit strategy. Following that, they play Bournemouth on Boxing Day, which is away, and following that, Chelsea and Manchester United as well. So that feels like the right time to come off, I think. It does feel like it's holding it a bit longer than we'd probably planned. But, it's not like he can't return home to Man City on the 15th. It's not shit yourself. The thing is, you get really frustrated with the forward assets when you're so desperate to hit the captaincy in these game days. I think it becomes very frustrating when you miss, right?
Yeah.
And the intensive impulse is like, right, got to get out. I don't feel like that. I'm a bit more relaxed about it.
It happens.
It's not going to return every game, right?
No, it happens. Sam, at Sam Sky Sports F. Is Mount beginning to lose his spot, and is Adama Traore a genuine option now at just 6.9 million? I looked at Traore instead of in this Antonio, Madison, Moutinho spot because he is cheap, 6.9 million. But I don't know about the reliability. He's a hit and miss a little bit. He hasn't been picking up a lot of tier.
He won't. It's
points.
a dribbler, isn't he?
And
Traore.
so if you've not got an explosive player on goals and assists, you do need those tier points to help keep ticking you along, which is why I didn't consider him in the end. But I mean, if your budget is at that point where you can only afford 6.9 million, then maybe he is a half decent shout.
Yeah, I'm not desperate to come off of Mason Mount because it kind of carries through to the overhaul. Really, they play Arsenal away and at home late December, early January, and there's an away fixture at Spurs. But otherwise, the fixtures are good for Chelsea. I think it will take one injury or one doubt in that midfield area, Mount to be back in the team. And so at the moment, I'm holding, but I understand why people are getting itchy feet on it. His value is so good though that as soon as he's back in that team, you may well want him back. So I think a little bit of patience should be adopted here.
Yeah. Dan9FF, Dan, how are you? Wants to know my master plan. Well, we've just run through it and explained it, but Tomori, Mane and maybe Antonio, which is not master, coming in soon, and then figuring out how to maneuver Liverpool and City in that Liverpool and Leicester, sorry, in that messy period where they play City. And it'll be Tottenham and Manchester United that I'll be targeting mainly, with a little bit of Crystal Palace sprinkled in there with PVA. FPL asks, and I think there's an Arsenal reference as opposed to a rear end, a butt. Yeah. Do you ever call your ass a butt? My kids call it butt because they watch American cartoons like Captain Underpants, and they always use the word butt.
No, I only let my child watch English cartoons.
Dougie.
Yeah.
I saw a Dougie cuddly toy on Amazon Black Friday. I was going to send it to you. Has he already got one?
We've got it.
Oh, fine. Okay, I thought he might.
He's scared of it, to tell you the truth.
Really? Crystal Palace look like they have a great run of fixtures. Who should we be getting in, PVA or Zaha? The other one that's not getting a mention, or we haven't mentioned in this show, is Milivojevic's 8.6. If you can't afford Wilf Zaha, what's your views on him? Because we've talked about the other two.
I'd rather not. I looked at James McArthur as a budget option as well, but there's not enough in there to have faith. I think goalkeeper, Gator, Van Arnholt or Zaha. I wouldn't cut corners on the rest. Mamadou Sakho's close to fitness. We don't really know the status of Joel Ward's fitness. He's the cheapest available one. We think he's going to be injured for a while. So I think it would probably be Zaha or PVA. I'm not desperate to do it. I feel like, do you know what? I'll get Zaha in strategy-wise for that Brighton fixture and hold for the Christmas period.
One last question, James, and then we're going to wrap up Sky FF for this week. Coming in from Mark Edworthy at Sky Podcast. Record an episode for us, please, because I need your opinions.
That's if Mark can get away from Emmerdale, wasn't it?
That's true.
Or was it Brookside?
No, it was Emmerdale. It's definitely Emmerdale. Yeah. Which strikers are you planning for the busy Christmas period? So really, mine boils down to, well, I've got a mixture of Vardy, Mane, Kane, Rashford, Aubameyang, and then Sterling or Aguero. Over that period, they'll all get a little bit of a look in. I
think the actual physical Christmas, Boxing Day, all that New Year's period is probably going to be Vardy, Rashford, Kane is probably what I'll end up with.
I'll have Aubameyang in there a little bit as well. But otherwise, I'm very similar at this point in time. And we know what's going to happen, don't we? Injuries are going to come and screw up all of the master plan.
And suspensions you've got to keep an eye on as well. At the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Sterling's one booking away, isn't he?
Yeah,
as well.
Exactly. Maybe he'll get it on Saturday.
That'll
that will make my decision for me
yeah.
very, very clearly when I will make that potential transfer to Sadio Mane. Wow, we spoke quickly, didn't we?
Yeah, let's wrap up.
Guys, thank you for tuning in to Planet Sky FF. We have Clash of the Correspondents coming at you tomorrow with our Everton correspondent at Spirit Blues, Sean, and Foxy FPL, our Leicester correspondent, Anoop. So a great little rundown on that fixture. Everton in the doldrums at the moment and Leicester flying high. No news on any sackings yet.
Someone asked for a 3-for-1. You can get 3 Everton fixtures for 1. They're the only team that plays Sunday and Saturday this week. Don't do it.
Nah, not for me. I've even just got rid of Luca Dean for it. So do stay tuned to that. Hit like, subscribe, share the podcast with any of your Sky fantasy playing friends. We'd appreciate all of that love. Other than that, Ciao for now.
Cue music, man, child. Good luck, everyone.
The Fantasy Football Show.